ammo, ready for takeoff. Unrestricted climb to 15,000 feet approved.
You're clear for takeoff.
This is the F-22 Raptor, the most lethal and dominant air-to-air fighter jet in the world.
For more than 60 years, fighter jets have pushed speed, firepower and technology to limits no one expected.
With the ability to fly at speeds upwards of 1,500 miles per hour while carving through the sky with its stealth technology and thrust vectoring capabilities, the F-22 has certainly earned the title King of the Sky.
What started as loud, fuel-hungry machines in the 1960s has turned into stealth aircraft that can slip through enemy radar and strike from hundreds of kilometers away. Each new decade brought a jet that forced the world to rethink what air superiority really means. Engines became faster, weapons became smarter, and sensors grew so advanced that pilots could spot threats long before they were seen. Many people still look at older jets as simple machines from another era, but the truth is, every one of them helped shape the modern fighters we see today. And now, with fifth-generation aircraft entering service worldwide, the question becomes clear. How much has air combat changed, and what comes next? What does this long journey mean for the future of aerial dominance? Which fighters set new standards, and which ones were left behind? Stay tuned as we count down the evolution of air superiority fighters from 1960 to the present. Saab, the Swedish aerospace and defence firm, has always promoted the JAS-39 Gripen as a fast, agile fighter that is relatively cheap to operate, and that is still true. The newest model, Gripen E, builds on that reputation. It can carry about 7,200 kilograms of weapons and fuel, and can take off at a maximum weight of around 16,500 kilograms. Its internal fuel tank alone holds roughly 3,400 kilograms. At the centre of this upgrade is its single turbofan engine. It produces around 98 kilonewtons of thrust with afterburner. This gives the Gripen E a top speed of about Mach 2.0, which is around 2,100 kilometers per hour at high altitude, and allows it to super cruise fly at roughly Mach 1.2 to 1.25 without afterburner in certain conditions. The stronger engine and bigger fuel and payload capacity mean the Gripen E can fly farther and handle more missions. A combat radius of up to 1,500 kilometers and a maximum ferry range of about 4,000 kilometers with extra tanks. With 10 hardpoints, it can carry a mix of air-to-air missiles, air-to-ground weapons, and a 27mm cannon, firepower normally found on heavier jets. Because the Gripen uses the American-made F-414, every country that buys it automatically becomes linked to US export rules, upgrade decisions, and long-term maintenance approvals. For many US partners, that trade-off is acceptable. But for nations trying to diversify their defense relationships, that reliance can become a concern. Now imagine the situation changing. Imagine Sweden or any future Gripen user deciding to replace the American F-414 with a new engine from Rolls-Royce, a European partnership, or even a domestic supplier. This idea is no longer only theoretical. Over the last several years, there have been active discussions, quiet lobbying, and mounting industrial pressure supporting the idea of a non-American engine option for the Gripen. This topic once sounded purely technical, but it has now turned into a political contest. If such a change were made, the Gripen would no longer be seen simply as a Swedish aircraft powered by American technology. It would become the foundation of a new industrial network linking European or Asian firms, regional suppliers, and local manufacturing partners. The technical improvements would matter, but the political and economic consequences would matter far more. Think about the aircraft's original purpose. The Gripen E and Gripen F were built to be modern fighters that remained relatively affordable. They come equipped with advanced sensors, a clean cockpit design, and enough weapons capacity to stay competitive in fast-changing conflict environments. But like every jet ever made, Number 9. Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-23. When the Soviet Union introduced the MiG-23 in the early 1970s, it changed fighter design behind the Iron Curtain. The MiG-23 was the first Soviet jet with variable geometry wings, or swing wings, letting pilots adjust the wing angle in flight. This simple but powerful idea made it one of the most unusual fighters of the Cold War. Development began in the 1960s when Soviet designers realized jets like the MiG-21 had limits in radar, weapons and range. They wanted a more capable plane that could take off from shorter runways, carry bigger payloads, and engage enemies at long distances, high or low in the sky. The swing wings were the highlight. Pilots could sweep the wings out for takeoff, landing, and slower flight to get more lift, For fast, high-altitude runs, the wings could sweep back sharply to cut drag and maintain speed. The system was controlled hydraulically from the cockpit, giving the MiG-23 more flexibility than fixed-wing fighters. Production was fast, and thousands were built, over 5,000 in total, making it the most widely produced swing-wing fighter ever. It wasn't just used by the Soviet Air Force. Warsaw-packed allies and many countries in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia flew it too. In combat, the MiG-23 saw action in many conflicts. Iraq used it in the Iran-Iraq War, Syria deployed it in regional clashes, and it appeared in other hotspots around the world. These battles helped shape modern air combat outside the direct rivalry of the US and the USSR. Number 8. McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. In the late 1960s, the US wanted a fighter jet that could rule the skies. The goal was simple: build a plane that could beat any enemy aircraft in combat. The result was the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle, which entered service in 1976 and quickly became one of the most feared fighters in the world. The F-15 was meant to replace the aging F-4 Phantom II as the top air superiority fighter. The mission was straightforward but tough: design a jet that could spot enemies first, reach them fast, and outgun and outmaneuver anything else in the sky. McDonnell Douglas's design won the competition in 1969, and the Eagle first took flight in July 1972 before entering service 4 years later. From day one, the F-15's performance impressed. Its twin engines allowed it to cruise above Mach 2 and operate at very high altitudes. Advanced radar and avionics let pilots detect and track enemy aircraft from far away, giving them a big advantage even before combat started. In battle, the F-15 proved its worth. Over its history, the Eagle has shot down more than 100 enemy aircraft without losing a single one in air-to-air combat, a record no other major fighter has matched. Many of these victories came from Allied forces, especially the Israeli Air Force, which used the jet heavily in Middle Eastern conflicts. The Eagle's strength came from its mix of speed, range, and firepower. Pilots could carry missiles like the AM-7 Sparrow, AM-9 Sidewinder, and later the AM-120 AMRAAM, plus an internal 20mm cannon for close fights. Its radar could guide missiles beyond visual range, letting pilots strike before enemies even knew they were there. Although the F-15 was originally built just for air superiority, its success led to new versions. In 1989, the F-15E Strike Eagle was introduced as a dual-role fighter capable of long-range ground attacks as well. This made the Eagle even more versatile and led to its export to several countries. Number 7. Mikoyan MiG-23 Fulcrum. During the height of the Cold War, the Soviet Union knew it needed a fighter that could match the latest Western jets. The answer was the Mikoyan MiG-29, known to NATO as the Fulcrum. It wasn't just another Soviet plane. It was built to be a fast, agile air superiority fighter, ready to take on US aircraft like the F-15 Eagle and F-16 Fighting Falcon. Development began in the 1970s, and after years of testing, the MiG-29 entered service with the Soviet Air Forces in 1983. What set the MiG-29 apart was its focus on maneuverability. Built by the Mikoyan Design Bureau, it has two powerful Klimov RD-33 engines that push it past Mach 2.25, over twice the speed of sound. The twin engines give it an excellent thrust-to-weight ratio, letting pilots climb fast, turn sharply, and outmaneuver many opponents in tight dogfights. The MiG-29 is compact but deadly. It carries missiles on multiple hardpoints under its wings and fuselage, including medium-range R-27s and short-range R-73s. It also has a built-in 30mm cannon for close combat. Pilots benefit from radar and an infrared search and track system, helping them lock onto enemy planes even when they can't see them. One early advantage of the Fulcrum was its ability to operate from short, rough runways. It could take off and land at airfields with minimal infrastructure, a crucial feature for the vast and harsh terrain of the Soviet Union. The MiG-29 wasn't just for the Soviet military. It was exported widely, serving in the air forces of many allied nations. India became one of the largest operators, integrating the Fulcrum into its air defense system. Today, over 30 countries have flown or still operate versions of the MiG-29, from Eastern Europe to Africa and Asia. Number 6. Sukhoi Su-27 Flanker. When the Soviet Union wanted a fighter to match the US F-15 Eagle, the result was the Sukhoi Su-27, known to NATO as the Flanker. It was built to defend huge Soviet airspace and take on advanced Western aircraft. After years of development, it entered service in 1985 and quickly became the backbone of Soviet, and later Russian, air defense. The Su-27 was bigger than most earlier fighters, giving it range, endurance, and firepower. It measures nearly 22 meters from nose to tail, with a wingspan of about 14.7 meters, allowing it to carry heavy loads of fuel and weapons. Its twin Lyulka AL-31F engines let it reach speeds above Mach 2.25, fast enough to catch enemy jets or quickly move across a battlefield. One of the flanker's biggest advantages was its long range. With internal fuel and extra tanks, it could fly over 3,500 kilometers without refueling. That made it perfect for defending wide airspaces or escorting other aircraft on long missions. Unlike smaller fighters built for short-range battles, the Su-27 was designed to go the distance. Its radar and avionics were advanced, spotting enemies far away and guiding a mix of missiles for both long-range and close combat. Standard weapons included medium-range R-27 missiles, short-range R-73 missiles for dogfights, and a 30mm cannon. Despite its size, the flanker was surprisingly agile. Pilots found it could make sharp turns at high speed and stay stable in tight maneuvers, a skill that let it compete with Western fighters in training exercises. The original Su-27 also became the foundation for a whole family of aircraft. Variants like the Su-30, the carrier-capable Su-33, and the upgraded Su-35 with advanced radar and engines expanded its roles to multi-role and strike missions. These jets now serve in countries from India to Indonesia, proving how versatile and enduring the flanker design has been. Eurofighter Typhoon. When European countries wanted to replace their old Cold War-era fighters, they needed a jet that could both dominate in the air and strike targets on the ground. The answer came in the form of the Eurofighter Typhoon, a joint project between the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, and Spain. After years of development and testing, it officially entered service in 2003, marking a new chapter in European air combat. The Typhoon was built to be fast, agile, and versatile. Its twin Eurojet EJ200 engines give it powerful thrust for quick acceleration, tight turns, and sustained supersonic flight. Pilots can push the jet past Mach 2.0, allowing it to intercept enemy aircraft quickly or move across a battlefield at high speed. One of the most striking features is its delta wing combined with canards. These surfaces keep the jet stable at high speeds while giving it incredible maneuverability in dogfights, exactly what an air superiority fighter needs. Its fly-by-wire system uses digital computers to stabilize the plane, letting pilots focus on strategy instead of constantly adjusting controls. The Typhoon's weapons are equally impressive. It can carry air-to-air missiles like the AIM-120 AMRAAM, Iris-T, and Meteor missiles for long-range combat. For close combat, it has a 27mm Mauser cannon. Beyond air battles, it can carry precision ground attack weapons, including Storm Shadow cruise missiles and paveway bombs, making it a true multi-role fighter. Since entering service, the Eurofighter has become a mainstay in several European air forces, including the UK's Royal Air Force, Germany's Luftwaffe, the Italian Air Force, and the Spanish Air and Space Force. It has also been exported to countries like Austria, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Qatar, proving its appeal as one of the most capable modern combat jets in the world. Number 4. Dassault Rafale. After the Cold War, France wanted a fighter that could do it all. The result was the Dassault Rafale, a twin-engine jet that entered service in the early 2000s with both the French Navy and Air and Space Force. Unlike many aircraft that focus on one or two roles, the Rafale was built from the start to handle air combat, ground attacks, reconnaissance, and even nuclear missions, all in a single plane. The Rafale is designed for agility and versatility. Its delta wing and forward canards make it highly maneuverable, giving pilots speed and control in tight combat situations. Digital fly-by-wire controls let the pilot command the jet precisely, even under extreme forces, and it can perform high G turns that would challenge older designs. Its two Safran M88 engines provide enough power to operate across battlefields stretching hundreds of kilometers. One of the Rafale's key strengths is its omni-role capability. It can fight in the air and attack ground targets in the same mission. Radar and sensors like the RBE-2-A AA ESA radar and the SP-ECTRA, our electronic warfare system, help the pilot detect, track, and respond to threats quickly, keeping the pilot in control without being overwhelmed. The Rafale carries a wide range of weapons. For air-to-air combat, it uses Mika and Meteor missiles for short and long-range fights. For ground strikes, it can carry long-range cruise missiles like the SCA-LPEG Storm Shadow. guided bombs such as the AASM Hammer, and anti-ship missiles like the AM-39 Exocet. A 30mm cannon adds firepower for close-range encounters, giving the jet options for every type of combat. Combat has proven the Rafale's value. French jets have flown missions in Afghanistan, Libya, Mali, Iraq and Syria, showing they can operate far from home while handling multiple tasks in one sortie. Its performance has attracted other nations too. Egypt, India, Qatar, Greece, Croatia, Indonesia, the UAE and Serbia have all chosen the Rafale for their air forces, seeking a fighter that can adapt to different threats. Number 3. Sukhoi Su-35. Superflanker. When Russia wanted to keep its air forces competitive with Western jets like the F-15 and F-22, it decided to upgrade an older design. The result was the Sukhoi Su-35, a modernized version of the Su-27 flanker from the Cold War era. Entering service in the 2010s, the Su-35 combines powerful engines, advanced radar, and modern flight systems that keep it relevant even today. The Su-35 is a big step up from earlier Su-27s. Its Saturn AL-41F1S engines have thrust vectoring nozzles, giving the jet incredible agility. This super maneuverability lets pilots twist, turn, and change direction quickly, even at low speeds, which can be a huge advantage in dogfights where positioning matters as much as weapons. One of its standout features is the radar. The N-035 Urbis-E passive electronically scanned array radar can detect targets up to 400 kilometers away, track dozens at once, and manage multiple engagements at the same time. It also provides detailed ground mapping, allowing the jet to handle reconnaissance and targeting tasks. For protection, the Su-35 uses the L-175M Kibini M electronic countermeasure system to help avoid enemy radar and guided weapons. The Su-35 carries a wide mix of weapons. It can fire long-range and short-range air-to-air missiles, anti-ship missiles, and even has a 30mm cannon for close combat. With up to 12 weapons mounted under its wings and fuselage, it can be set up for air superiority missions or multi-role operations. Despite its modern upgrades, the Su-35 stays true to its flanker roots. It's large, powerful, and built for long-range missions, able to fly more than 3,400 kilometers without refueling. This gives it reach across strategic regions like the Baltic, the Black Sea, and the Pacific. Russia has also offered it for export, attracting interest from countries in Asia and the Middle East because it delivers advanced performance at a lower cost than some Western jets. Number 2. Lockheed Martin 22 Raptor. When the US wanted a fighter that could dominate the skies with the latest technology, it created the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. Built under the Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter program, the Raptor combined speed, stealth, sensors, and firepower into one aircraft. It officially entered service on the 15th of December 2005 as the world's first operational, fifth-generation air superiority fighter. The F-22 was designed to do what earlier fighters couldn't do, all at once. It could avoid radar detection, fly fast for long periods without using afterburners, and spot enemies before they even noticed it. Its shape, internal weapon bays, and radar-absorbing materials keep its radar signature low, so enemy defences often can't see it until it's already in position. This stealth ability changed air combat, giving the advantage to whoever can strike first while staying hidden. The Raptor has two powerful Pratt & Whitney F119 PW100 engines, letting it fly above Mach 2, more than twice the speed of sound. Even better, it can supercruise, flying faster than Mach 1.5 without afterburners. This saves fuel and keeps its heat signature low, letting it cover hundreds of miles quickly and quietly. Its sensors and avionics are another major leap forward. The F-22's advanced radar and sensor fusion systems gather data from multiple sources and show it as a single, clear picture to the pilot. This means the Raptor can detect enemy aircraft before they even see it. It carries AIM-12-0 AMRAAM and AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles inside the aircraft, so it can strike targets at long range without giving away its position. The Raptor is also highly maneuverable thanks to thrust vectoring, which allows its engines to direct thrust for tighter turns. This gives it an edge in close combat if fights get intense. With its combination of stealth, speed, sensors, and weapons, the F-22 is more than just a fast jet. It's a hunter, a sensor, and a fighter all in one. The program produced 195 Raptors before production ended in 2011, and the US Air Force remains the only operator of this extraordinary aircraft. Number 1. Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon. In 2017, China took a major step in fighter aviation with the Chengdu J-20, a fifth-generation stealth fighter built to compete with the world's most advanced aircraft. Operated by the People's Liberation Army Air Force, PEAF, the J-20 made China the second country after the US to deploy an operational stealth fighter, entering a field long dominated by Western technology. The J-20 image traces back to China's J-20 program in the 1990s and 2000s, which aimed to create a fighter that could win air superiority battles against modern threats. Its first flight happened in January 2011, and after years of testing, it officially joined the PLAF in March 2017. Newer versions like the J-20A and J-20S followed, offering better performance. By 2025, over 300 had been built, showing how quickly China scaled up production. What makes the J-20 stand out is its stealth design. The shape of its body, internal weapon bays, and angled surfaces all reduce its radar signature. This makes it harder for enemy radar to spot it from far away, a huge advantage in modern air combat. It also has advanced sensors and avionics that help pilots track and engage enemies without being easily detected. The J-20 can handle both air-to-air combat and precision strikes. Its internal bays can carry long-range missiles, letting it attack targets before they even know it's there. Later versions reportedly include thrust vectoring engines, improving maneuverability and giving pilots more tactical options in tricky situations. Deploying the J-20 was a strategic move for China. With a stealth fighter capable of long-range missions, the PLAAF extended its reach over the East China Sea, South China Sea, and beyond. The J-20 helps China challenge Western air power while strengthening its own defense and strike capabilities. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content.